back to my channel. My name's Kimberly Shipley, and we're going to be cooking breakfast this morning with my George Foreman only. So, yeah, join me. I'm going to show you a little cook breakfast with just a George Foreman. And here we go. Cook with me. Everyone. First, I want to start. This is how I do my bacon. And before I start cooking on my George Foreman, just opening the bacon package. And I just use the scissors, they're clean, just to open up the package. Now next I'm gonna get a knife. I'm taking the bacon, I always cut my bacon in half. I don't know if you do this or not, so anyway. Got it cut, and I want to save my knife because I want to do something with it in a minute too. Now I'm getting a Ziploc bag so my bacon stays fresh. I get the thick Smithfield bacon. And that way it's completely done here. So I only usually cook, again, I cut it in half and cook half my bacon. I bought a thing of sage sausage. This is a little cheaper to get it this way because you're going to get more out of your money. So what I do first, that way I can make patties out of it. We'll see how it turns out. I'll put it in the freezer for just a few moments. Not long, just maybe 20 minutes. So let's see how it's going to cut. Most of the time it cuts a little better when you put it in the freezer. So as you can see, the sausage section's off to show you how much you're supposed to cut. So see if it cuts a little bit. It seemed like it done a little better, I think. I probably should have froze this a little longer. It would have cut a little better, but I try to go by those markers it has on there. I guess you could see it. Still have to patty it out a little. But as you can see, those markers on the package. Yeah, it's turned out not too bad. Let's see. Trying to get a little of that paper don't cut away. But I still always try to go by that marker. That way I can try to get the rough estimate of the amount of sausage that you're supposed to have with each patty. That way you know you get your size right. Now that one didn't turn out as good as I'd hoped. I should have froze this just a little bit longer. That was my fault, but I'm ready for us to have breakfast, and I need to cut these up. Yeah, these towards the middle is not cutting very good. But, you know, hey, it still makes a sausage patty. You can still do it. And again, normally, I would prefer to froze this a lot longer. And it made it a lot easier to cut. Here. This is going to make it more easier even. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and just do it like this. And get my sausage out of the package. Caleb, do you want sausage this morning for breakfast?
Yes.
Okay. So, just kind of pat these out. And then take the end off this one. All right, now I'm going to put sausage in the Ziploc bags. And leave out what we're cooking. And we're going to have for actually breakfast. So this made 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I know you only get 8 in a package when you're at the grocery store buying it and like already patted out. But already patted out is much evener. So I kind of like it already patted out in a way, but they was out of them at the store. So I had to get them like this. But you get a couple extra, I think. So doing it this way too. Caleb probably only eat the one piece of sausage. He likes bacon more. Do you want bacon also, Caleb?
Yes.
Now here's my little George Foreman. It's not big. It's just a small size from Walmart. And let's go ahead and we'll put the sausage on there. We'll start it out. I just plugged it up. As you can see, it's on. Oh, I fell off the bacon package. This is just a little cook with me video. I cook most of all my breakfast on a George Foreman. It's easy. A lot less waste to have when you just only have the one item to deal with. It's a lot less waste, I think. So that's one reason I like using a George Foreman as far as cooking. But you just put that down. Now, I always get something to kind of, when I'm cooking grease, to kind of prop the George Foreman up more like that. Because the way my kitchen's made, it seems kind of slanted that way. So anyway, I'm going to get something kind of prop it up here in a second. But, yeah, that's one reason, as you can see, I like a George Foreman a lot better. And so we're going to cook my entire breakfast on the George Foreman. Here's a mid-update of how it's frying. As you can see, the grease going down. Looking good, y'all. Some good-looking sausage and bacon. I just love the George. All right, let's check on. Look at there. Ain't that look good? Everything's cooking precisely. Get a little grease drain in there. Okay, everyone. Here's what breakfast looks like so far. As you can see, sausage is done, and this bacon's done. I'm gonna put the bacon on there for just a second longer. Not much. And I'm over here getting, as you can see, a few more pieces of bacon. I'm cooking a half a pound or half a package. I don't even think bacon comes in a pound anymore. So yep, as you can see, I think George Foreman bacon cooking cooks better than actually on the stove. All right, let's go. All right, about, as you can see how the bacon's cooking. Just wanted to give you on the cooking bacon update. Here's a little update of how the bacon's cooking. Looks really good, sizzling nicely. And it cooks even on each side. You don't even have to turn it on your George Foreman. Now, as you can see, the bacon has cooked nice and even. We never even needed to really turn it. I'm just kind of turning it to show y'all. You don't have to turn it, but I do think that's the top half. I like mine super crispy. And I do think the bottom half gets it just a little bit more on the done side. Now, this is just my personal preference, but hey, to each their own. It's pretty well, I mean, it's done on each side. It's just, I noticed the bottom half pie cooks just a hair more. And I just wanted to give my actual personal opinion to let y'all know, what I like. But, I mean, it cooks it very evenly. It's just, personally, I like all of my bacon really crispy. So that's completed. Now let's put some more bacon on. I'm going to see if I can somehow fit these 4 slices somehow in here. That way I can get there. I think you can kind of manage it like that. We'll come back and see what it looks like. I can kind of even this one out in a minute, maybe a little bit better, because it's not perfect evenly. There. When bacon cooks down just a little bit, so I'll throw my package away. No! Caleb's playing a game. And let me throw now we're in the middle of cooking the bacon, as you can see. Looks really good. Cooking down a little bit. Starting to get a good fry on it and smoking good. Now just coming in and checking on the bacon there. Very even. Just, I do get in there and do this to kind of drain the grease a little down better, so it won't be so greasy on it. And the cleanup is amazing on this stuff, y'all. With using a George Foreman for cooking your entire breakfast. Now while the bacon's finishing up, I'm going to get everything prepared to fix 2 scrambled eggs for Caleb. Now, I want fried eggs, and I'm going to show you how to do both on this. So, I prepare my eggs like normal. This is going to be the scrambled eggs going to be done first. Because I want Caleb to get his breakfast ready first. Okay, we got the 2 eggs. Here's my salt, just a little salt on the eggs. And as you can see, bacon's still cooking. One moment, we got a timer going off. Sorry, I had to set a timer for something else. Now I'm just getting a fork just to whisk it. Now I'm not using this to cook it. Just whisking this all up. All right. Now let's check on this. The bacon is ready. As you can see, I am gonna just turn it over long enough. There. Because again, me and Caleb like our bacon extra crispy, and I think the bottom cooks a little bit faster. So I'm gonna drain my grease. Now, let me do this. All right. I'll go ahead and take the bacon off. Just about lost a piece of bacon, y'all. I got it on this plate. I use a paper towel for... Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to unplug the George Foreman for just a second. I'll be right back and I'll show you the reason why. Let me get a paper towel because I want to get some of this grease off. It don't have to be all of it. I'm just kind of raking it back over. Now, do not keep the paper towel on there very long. I'll clean anything up around it afterwards. I'm just doing it to get the grease off. Now, let me get a clean fork here, y'all. Just doing this because I got block butter right now. I'm not going to use much, just a little hint of butter to put on my George Foreman. I'm going to plug it back up and let the butter melt. Just using this long enough. And just kind of get butter all over the George Foreman. All right, pretty good there. As you can see, the butter is kind of melted now. Now we're going to slowly a little at a time. Because you don't want it to run over the edge. So you don't want to cook it a lot at a time. So, and I'm going to wipe this off because it's got the bacon and stuff on it. Let me grab the paper towel. Okay. As you can see, we're making scrambled eggs. And again, I'd only advise, because you're going to get back in here, you got to really watch what till it starts to boil. And I mean, it's going to be some nice fluffy, as you can see, scrambled eggs. But I'm doing, it's basically one egg at a time I'm doing. But I mean, if you're camping and you don't have a lot of sources, or if, and I like using my griddle, little griddle here. And even an ad like that can take a hint on your eggs to make them. And this turns out to be really fluffy. And just put the lid down a little. As you can see, it kind of sizzles them a little on each side. And I mean, these are very nice, fluffy, scrambled eggs. They're not super runny. And just finish the rest of them up here. And if you do have any drain, I mean, you got the drain thing to help. But you put the lid down, let it cook. And the only thing is about my George Foreman, it's small. So I can't maybe cook as much. See how it kind of does? I can't kind of cook as much as maybe, you know, you could on something else. And next I'm going to show you how to do a fried runny egg. So now we can kind of start moving it around a little bit here. I mean, guys, this works. I did lose a little egg right down here. Usually I don't do two, but Caleb's wanting 2 eggs this morning. The scrambled egg to me is better if you do one at a time, as you can see. But you know, it works. It gets the job done. And again, I'll show you, you know, this is what kind of poured out. But that's the reason why you got a little spout for the George Foreman, a little drain there. So, of course, like regular eggs, you go back and stir. Now, I honestly think the fried egg is less messier. But again, my little boy wanted a scrambled egg this morning. So that's what he gets, is a scrambled egg. All right, this is completely ready. And let's get it all over here. Now, guys, it's time to do a fried egg on a George Foreman. That's my favorite one on a George Foreman's fried egg. Now for the fried egg. This is mine, so Caleb went again scrambled. So, crack open your egg. All right, and just let it set. Now I'm going to I'm going to do 2 of them. Now I want you to watch this completely cook. And as you can see, it will not bust. A little salt on it. That shows how I prefer mine. And it's going to start frying, so hang on. It's got to fry. Okay, as you can see, it's starting the frying process. And just kind of letting you watch as they start to fry. Now, a little bit, I want to show you all this, a little trick on this one I've learned. With frying fried eggs on George Foreman. If you put the lid down, do not hold the whole pressure on it. Just enough. When you hear the tiny bit sizzle, you can see it also coats your runny egg a little bit. So just do it just a hair. And again, listen. Hear when it just barely... You hear the sizzle on the top? That's all you want. You do not want the whole pressure. You just want that sound. Just enough. You coat your runny egg. Because you always want a runny... I'm separating my egg now from each other. And you always want it to be just a little sizzle, because you don't want to damage your yolk if you're wanting a runny egg. I mean, that's just bottom line. You got to do it without damaging the yolk. The hardest part about this is getting it turned over, because it's such a smooth surface. And that's probably the hardest part. But it's definitely not impossible. Now, I start by kind of separating it out from the side of each other. And just kind of trying to move it from the side. Let it cook just a little longer. Again, keep the eggs separated from each other. Okay. Now, my secret is, and watch it bust this time or something. I get to the runny part first, then flip it. So I try to get the closest I can to the runny part, to the yellow. So I only usually like to flip one of them at a time. Let that cook for just a minute on the other side. Because even runny eggs, you got to flip them. Or I do, unless you want sunny side up. As you can see, it's still runny. And put it on my plate. Now let's go to this egg. Got it flipped. As you can see, the egg is still runny in the middle. Now we'll do this other one. Hang on. And going back, flip. Oh, it busted on that one. That happens. But as you can see, Though on this one, I should have let that one cook for just a second longer, but I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me. It may bother you, though, but as you can see, though, you can cook on the plate a George Foreman fried egg without busting it, running. I mean, it's possible. But I'm not really super picky about my eggs. But yeah, as you can see, this really works. I do personally wish I had a bigger George Foreman, just because it would make this a little bit, it's tight on my George Foreman because it's small. But hey, it does do the trick, so I'm not complaining. I've got what, I have for now. And these little George Foremans, I think I gave $20 for this in Walmart. I think the bigger one's around $60 or $70. So, anyway, yeah. Just wanted to show y'all cooking on my George Foreman, my whole breakfast. So now I'm going to go enjoy my breakfast. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you consider subscribing for more Cook With Me.